evening, guys, and welcome back to Annelis journaling. We are almost done with all we need for filling up the journals, but I need a few more tags. So I thought we could do something like this. I have started just to try it out how I wanted to do it, and what's left is to put in a little seam binding to finish it off. Kind of like that. So I will talk you through and do a couple of these so you can see how I do it. The idea is from RubyandPearlxo, of course, one of my favorite artists, and I'm doing it my way and she's doing it her ways, but it's kind of similar. So we're using a bit different things, but the idea is from her. I'm starting with a couple of pieces of wrapping paper, just so I can have a kind of clean background, but still a bit rough and kind of my style. So I'm just going to clean this up a bit. And okay, so what I use is some embossed paper, and I'm using some paper that I have decorated with the modeling paste and some pictures, and this is a copy of my old wallpapers from my old home. So use whatever picture you like and find beautiful. So we can do a couple of different ones and see what we get. I have this one too. That's cute. Not sure. I think it's this way. Maybe that could go nicely on the one that is a bit thinner. I want it a bit rough, so I'm not using any scissors. I'm just bending and ripping. Work this way, and then we need some paper. I think thing. This was also cute. That would be perfect on that one. If you don't know how to do this decoration with the modeling paste, I have a recording, a few recordings away in my playlist, so you can see how I did this. Take a bit more of this one. And then 2 pieces of this. Taking my glue book, starting with the wider one. I think I would like to have this with this pink one, going a kind of a pinkish tone. This white paste took color from the paper, so it's not, you can see, with this one you can see it's much more pink than that one. Sometimes when you use an ordinary printer and print colors, and this will take up the color. But that's okay, then we're doing a pinkish one. And I'm just bending this to get a kind of tag shape on the edges. I think we can put this way. That will work too. And then I want the embossed paper on the middle. We can glue both down before we do the next step, so that's done. I just think I maybe can do another pattern. Of the embossed paper. Maybe dots could be nice. Or this one. I think I actually want the dots. Taking just a bit of the edges so it will fit the brown paper a bit better. Yes. Down it goes. And I'm doing the same on this one to get the tag shape. Just bending it like this. You can also take another already cut tag and just use the shape of the corners for the cutting. Doing the same with this one, so I don't need to have a sharp edge. I want it a bit riff and rough. bit too wide on that side still. Actually, don't think this was straight at all. That's better. And now we are going with the patterned piece. Taking off a little bit more. Trying to not put glue on the embossed parts, so they will get moist and disappear. Need to straighten this a little bit down on the edge. So writing space on the back and cute tags on the front. So the next step is putting in some eyelets. So I'm using the big one and just eyeballing a hole. As I'm going for a gold edge on these ones, I will go with gold eyelets. You can of course use whatever you have, or not any eyelets at all. That's just your choice. So for the dangle decoration, I actually using a kind of chain that is for fishing. It's the part where you put on your hook on your fishing stick. So this part is the fishing chain, and then I have put on a little ring and a Tim Holtz dangle. on that one, and the other one I have used the same chain, but I have put beads on the part on this part. I have put chain on this one, 3 white small pearls, and then I have put on a belly needle on this one to put it in the tag with. So 2 different ways, in case you don't have these kind of dangles, you can use pearls and do it this way instead. And these fishing chains are really cheap, so it's much more cheaper than to buy these ready chains from kind of Tim Holtz or some other brand, and they are kind of having this little pearl. I think I need to take something to put it on so that you can see it a bit better. So you can see that's all that way is the fishing part. So let's take the pearls on one of them. Then I'm just putting this on like that, so that can dangle down. And the other one, this is a bit hard, so because the chain need to be put down properly when you are fishing. So I'm just using my pliers to get this, or the other one, the bigger one, to take this off, this little hook. Then I can just put it in the hole, in the eyelet, maybe, if my fingers are working. Sorry, my arthritis is a bit messy sometimes when I'm going to do things like this. And then it closes as a safety pin, so you put it back in this little hook, hopefully. And then you have the dangle. I also want to have a couple of strings. This is just a piece of a textile I have just ripped off the sewn edge. And then I have this seam binding for the other one. Stay. It at least listen to me when I need some help. So the last step is to decorate it with some gold. This is also optional, and you can use whatever you would like to. Whatever gold you have, hand or not at all, or you maybe want to use another color going with the papers you are using. Then I'm just taking a little bit on the edge, here and there, not everywhere. Just dabbing it on, make it looks a bit more what should we say, that little extra. An extra detail. They are still a bit wet from my bookbinding glue, so they will be straight when they have dried. And if not, you can always iron them to get them totally flat. But I'm not so fond of totally flat, so I think this will be straight enough when I have let them dry overnight. So on this side where the background paper was peeking out, I can just cover that with the gold. Actually, I think I will just dab a little bit gold on the roses. Just to make it shine a bit. Okay guys, this was today's project. I will try to lift them up so you can see them in a bit of close-ups. And if you would like to add something more, that's also a possibility. A little photo or maybe some label or something else that would fit the small tags. But I will stay there and leave them as they are. And hopefully you got some ideas from this. Thank you for watching, and see you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.